What's good, family? What's good, my K squad? How are you guys this evening? This is your girl Kaylee the Boss. I am the Boss Chick, and welcome to the corner. Today we are taking a break from business and BS. So sometimes it's good to reflect on where we have been, to appreciate where we are and where we are going. So today's journey, I have a couple of special guests who will be with me so we can explore the journey that has led us to who we are now in our authentic selves. But before we get into that topic, let me introduce this king and this queen. First up, we have my hometown buddy, my one of my besties. We're gonna introduce Lamont. Welcome to the corner, Lamont.
What's up? What's up?
Welcome to the corner. How you doing this evening?
I'm feeling great. What about yourself?
Oh, nothing much. Um, how you been doing? Congratulations on your new family and the new additions that you are making. I'm so proud of the person that you are becoming. So
I
let the
appreciate it.
people know who you are.
Um, you know,
Yeah,
um,
let the people know who
Chrissy,
you
I
are.
call it.
Where you from?
Uh,
Where you are? What you doing? What you got going on? Because I know some of the classmates are probably wondering. We are both class of 2007, guys.
you ain't got to tell everybody our age. So, my name is Terrence. Everybody call me Lamont. Chrissy, I call her Crispy from Hollandale, Mississippi. I've been in Texas like 4 years. Currently got a baby on the way. She's my girlfriend, 3 months pregnant. I'm a store director for Academy Sports.
And I'm trying to figure out if that was me. So my bad. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I told
It's
you, it
all
seemed like you
good.
want to bother me today. I think Terrence want to take over my session. You want to take over my segment. That's what you knocked me off. That was you.
And you know what? That's why I didn't even say anything. I didn't want any more problems when you got back home. So I just stayed here. I was just being quiet, trying to be obedient.
Okay. All right. So you did you introduce yourself and tell the people, what you're doing now and how's it
Yeah.
going? How
Yeah.
life
While you was
treating you?
gone, I told them a couple bad things about you. You don't have to worry about it. You'll see it later.
I'm not worried about that one. I'm not. All right, now next up, she's been here before. Y'all welcome her again. This is cousin Teresa, the Queen Teresa. Hey, girl. Hey,
Hey
how
girl,
you
hey.
how you
I'm good.
doing?
How are you?
I'm fine. I'm good. We'll be good. Um, if anyone has not been here before, Teresa is a all around woman. She got everything for you. So I'm gonna let you go ahead and briefly tell everybody what it is that you do and where you from and all of that.
Okay. My name is Teresa Parker. I'm originally from St. Louis. I'm currently residing in Houston, Texas. Been here almost 6 years, coming up on my 6 year anniversary in a couple of days.
Okay.
From moving here, I do affiliate marketing. I'm in the insurance space, and I also do a telehealth company. I broker for a telehealth company. So in the insurance space, I'm in Medicare. I'm also in mortgage protection and critical illness. And I'm everybody loves the pretty plug on Instagram, plugging into all the deals, letting you know who's doing what, who's not going to lead you wrong, anything that you pretty much want to know how to do. If I don't know the answer, I know somebody that does. So
And,
that's
and
pretty
that's
much me
facts.
in the nutshell.
And that's facts. All right. So before we jump into the topic for today, I had a little icebreaker for us, a little quick little game. We could do this or that. So, Lamont, first up,
Okay.
cat or dog? Are you a cat or dog person?
If I had to choose, I'll say dog.
Okay. Okay. Teresa, are you Netflix or YouTube?
Mm. Ooh, that's a hard choice. Uh, Netflix for entertainment, YouTube for knowledge.
Okay, okay. I have to say, I'm a dog person. I can't stand cats, but they always around somewhere. Right now, it's about three cats that just sit on top of my car, and I don't like it. And they know I don't like it. And I'm gonna have to say YouTube since I am a YouTuber. Netflix is, some of the movies getting a little weird for me, but some of them okay. It's okay. But I'm gonna have to say YouTube first. All right. So, Lamont, phone call or text?
I guess it's depending on the situation, but if I had to choose, I'm so busy a lot of times, I would say text.
Okay, okay. Teresa, ice cream cone or snow cone?
Ice cream cone.
That's my girl. That's my girl. Ice cream is my birthmark, so I would have to say ice cream first. People, anybody who know me, Terrence, Lamont, you know me, so don't call me unless it's important, important. So you need to text me, or let me know. I need a warning before you call me. I need to, prep before you call me. uh, Lamont, what about mobile games or console games?
Had to go with console games.
I knew it. I knew it. All
I'm not
right.
really
So
a gamer though.
I thought you were into games. I thought so. Maybe
Yeah, it
not.
was like 10 years ago.
Okay. So you not anymore? I guess some people outgrow some stuff. Good to know. Good to know before I buy you anything and you don't want to play it. Uh uh Teresa, while walking, music or podcast?
Hmm. You keep giving me all the split decision ones. Podcast.
Okay. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. Me, I would have to say music. I need something that's gonna keep me walking. Cause I might stop during the podcast. If it's something I want to rebuttal to, I might stop. I just might stop. I don't know. Lamont, big party or small gathering?
Small gathering.
Okay. Okay. And Teresa, iOS or Android?
Android.
Team Android. I'm sending this to Terrence. I'm sending this to you, Lamont. Which one? iOS or Android?
Well, first of all, I was kind of disappointed she said Team Android, but I'm gonna go ahead and pass by the, Team Apple.
Okay. Apple over here too. So
I
Apple over here.
actually I actually have both,
I do too. But I love my iPhone.
but maybe I really haven't spent a whole lot of time with iPhone, but I know how Android works, so I'm comfortable with it. And the cameras tend to be better on Androids than they are on iPhones.
That is true. That is true. All right. So
Yeah,
the
but
last
the
one,
the iPhone is more user friendly though.
look, he's
That's
an
all I'm
Apple diehard. Apple diehard here. And he's a devil advocate. So he's always gonna rebuttal something. He's gonna do something. So
Facts.
this should be fun.
All right, let's go.
last two for everybody.
Okay.
So New clothes or new phone? Teresa,
Oh, new clothes.
Lamont.
New clothes.
Okay. Rich friend or loyal friend? Lamont.
I was gonna let the lady go first.
Okay. Teresa.
So in the last couple of years, I may have flip flopped a little bit.
Ah,
So rich friend is falling a little bit before the loyal friend just because of the knowledge. And if they're sharing their knowledge and they're teaching, the rich friend is running ahead right now
okay.
of the loyal friend. I haven't forgot about the loyal friend, but the rich friend got my attention right now.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Lamont.
All right, so just to add that just because they're rich, she didn't add in that they was loyal or they was willing to share their knowledge. They're only rich.
I said rich
So
friend that's sharing their knowledge. You weren't listening effectively, Lamont.
I heard you, but what I'm saying is going back to the original question. But just to answer her question and stay on topic, I would say loyal friend.
Okay. At first glance, yeah, I would say loyal friend too. But like I said, knowledge is power. You gotta discern, that particular rich person, because if they rich and selfish and they ain't sharing, no need to have them really around, because you're easily disposable to them as well.
Right. So basically, what she telling me is she one of those people that answer that question about Jay-Z and lunch and that $1 million. She picking
I'm
Jay-Z.
taking the money. I'm taking the
You
money.
take it. You taking Jay-Z. You want that rich friend.
No, I'm taking the money. I already know what to do with it once I got it because I've been around rich friends now. So Jay Z sitting there eating with him wouldn't excite me, and Jay Z's not my friend.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
I'm gonna take the money.
So it's depending on who that rich friend is, and
Yeah.
what
Me and
what
Jay
your
Z don't
what
know
your
each other.
goal is.
Right.
All right. All right. See, I told you this is gonna be a little fun. So I just wanted to kind of get the conversation going. With this, it seems like y'all pretty much know who you are, and you're not really indecisive about anything. Now, me, I struggled with that growing up myself, being indecisive. Just just letting other people kind of make choices for me, and that indecisiveness had followed me for a little while. So it's good to kind of see, how people can be now in these types of questions. um I wanted to go a little bit deeper. Let's start with things you may have struggled with when you were younger, not really being in tune with this person that you are now. Like, were there any struggles in the family unit first? Because things always start with the family. Any struggles or things that were felt strongly about that kind of follow you now, that you kind of still hold on to? Anybody?
Oh,
Ladies first. Ladies
ooh, she
first.
came out swinging. Um,
Come on, Miss Android.
all right, now Lamont. That follow that I'm currently doing or following that I
Yeah, something
mm,
that you still kind of hold on to because it was taught to you, or talked about frequently.
mm, I've made a lot of changes. So if Team Lamont is ready, because I got to figure out what I'm still holding on to. I'll be ready by the time Team Lamont get through telling.
You got something for me, Luan?
Well, you know me growing up. For the most part, I've been a pretty confident person throughout life, and just you struggle with just trying to identify who you are, especially in the community we grew up in. Just trying to figure out, navigate, and decide who you want to be based on like the community. Don't be influenced by that, and just trying to stand out and be your own person. So just find a way to be comfortable in who I was. Being taller than most of the kids, having big feet. So for a while there, there was insecurity. Just learn to be comfortable with who I am, and just finding that love within myself was important.
I can relate. I can definitely relate. Starting with from my family unit. You know how being raised around grandparents, they have their set of standards versus sometimes your parents' set of standards. So by me being in the household with both some of the elderly and my mom, it was kind of mixed. So here we are, trying to respect, respect your elders at the same time. So it's like me being the youngest in the house, it's like, be quiet, don't say this, don't overstep. You're trying to respect them because that's what they were taught. Stay in a child's place. But at the same time, my mom was teaching me to speak. What you feel. Be vocal about it. So I was torn between kind of the two. Like I said, since being in the household with the elderly and the way that my mom was raising me as well.
I
I
mean,
think
you just can't be speaking what you want to. Uh, that old fashioned, parenting in the house. You might get hit in
definitely
the
cannot.
mouth, get hit with a skillet. You got to watch that.
As my
We don't
grandma said,
condone that type of
she'll bust
punishment.
your head to the white meat. Bust your head and that's the thing. You scared of that. You are very scared of that.
Right. And
so I think that's one thing that kind of kept me a little bit quiet. And then growing up with older cousins who were like my siblings, I feel like I was always kind of like the butt of the jokes. And then, like I said, being quiet, you don't really know how to really stand up for yourself. Like, I think some of my insecurities started at home because I would get picked on for, being a little bit darker, maybe because my butt wasn't as full as others, or I was a little bit chubby, the nicknames. I am definitely not going to speak on the nickname that my cousin gave me, but it did involve fatty or chunky or something like that. So taking that, I started to believe like that's who I am. I'm going to be nothing more than this dark, chunky little girl. And then to hear my dad say one day, I was saying something, I want to lose like the little arms. He's like, nah, just go ahead and get used to them. They running our family. You ain't gonna never lose those. But 2019 proved that I can. I finally met one of my first goals, and that was into my adulthood. So breaking those stigmas that were kind of put onto you when you were younger, that feels so good.
I feel like it's just not stigmas neither. Like I feel like insecurity start at home. And
Hmm.
I think parents got to be responsible and mindful what they say to their kids. It
Ooh,
impacts them.
that's true. That's very, very true. And I'm so thankful for my mom. She was always making sure that I did love myself. But like I said, other people, in your ear, they can definitely make you feel some type of way because, like I said, I was the type of person kind of indecisive. I'll let everybody else kind of take lead because I was the youngest. I'll let everybody else take lead. I want to go with them. I got to do what they tell me to do. Like I want to go follow Robin. I need to do what she tell me to do, in order for me to be able to go with the older kids. So that definitely plays into it. But you definitely have to work on children when they are young so that they can understand. Hey, everybody, whatever they say, it may not be the truth. They may be saying it just to hurt you, or they may be just playing. But as a kid, you don't understand the dynamic of this is playful, or they're saying this because they mean it, or they're trying to hurt you.
Right. Especially when you're that young, you're still trying to discover yourself. So anything somebody say to you is kind of, you hold on to that and it really bothers you and affects you. So they just got to be mindful of it.
And that's so true. That
So
is so
to piggyback off of what you said,
true.
I
Mm-hmm.
grew up where I was that only child that was my age for a long time. Well, forever, because nobody else had a kid around the same time. So either I had the older cousins that picked on me, or the younger cousins that were too young to really interact with. So, or aunties and a lot of older people with mean uh, words and not encouraging and talking about my body, my lips, my hips. All of that stuff was talked about. So when I had my daughter, it was important to me for her not to go through that. So we rarely went to family functions unless we really, 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 really had to. So by the time she got a certain age, she was like, "Why don't we go?" I was like, "Because it's crazy over there, and I'm breaking a cycle. You do not need to be around it because they're going to try to break your self esteem." Like
Oh,
my daughter is, she's a little on the heavy side, and I just knew that they would just be like, it started like even when she was younger. You're not feeding that girl enough because she's a big girl. Well, she's eating. She doesn't need, all this extra food, or you know, well, that girl this, that girl that. And I was like, I can remember me getting that girl got big lips, that girl got a butt, that girl got this, that girl, that girl, that girl. So I took it upon myself to keep her out of that girl thing. So I think it's
Mm-hmm.
probably around 16, 17. She was like, why don't you ever let me go around my family? How come I don't know them? And I was like, because it's
Yeah.
not an enjoyable experience.
Right.
So when she got older, she started going around and she was like, oh, I just sit there and just look and observe. I don't talk to nobody, and they rarely say anything. Just like, "Oh, where's your mom?" Oh, she's not coming. But well, what? They'll have real small talk with her, but she missed that whole stage of them picking on her. And she brought up the
Right.
other day, oh yeah, I remember like your aunt said something to me and you just went off like, don't talk to her like that. She's a kid, stop it, whatever. But she remembered me standing up for her at that
Mm-hmm.
time saying, you're not gonna do the stuff that you did to me to her. So it's been with me, the cycle breaking.
Mm-hmm.
That might have been what happened, but this is not what we gonna do. That might have
Fact.
happened when I was growing up. We not doing that. We not sitting around, learn how to play cards and jump and all that stuff, but it's I'm going to expose you to something different. We're going to museums. We're going to learn history. We're going to travel different places and go find out what that culture was about. And then it was the thing of when she was in her senior year, I had her participate in a cotillion.
Mm-hmm.
We're presenting yourself. We're not having a baby shower. We're not having a black presentation of a baby shower. That's your coming of age party. Even with when her friends were like, oh, my friend's pregnant. Oh, my friend needs somebody to babysit. Oh, it's not, no, we're not babysitting. We're not going to baby showers. We're not going to adult type events. It's time for you to be a kid. So I'm going to let you be a kid as much as it was because it was just so miserable for me to always have to be around the adults when I was growing up. Even to the fact that like one day at school, somebody had said, you a kid, but you always act like you older than everybody else. It was because I was around a bunch of adults all the time because I didn't have anybody in that slot with me.
Yeah. I,
So
I feel like my mom said that's how she was, and when she was in school, it's like even though she was small and little, she still thought like an adult. And I tease her about one of her school day pictures because here it is, her head, it looks like the adult, but in a little body. So I was like, you a little grown person, little grown midget.
yeah,
So yeah, I get it, and especially the comments from family members. This was a relative by marriage, but it was my 8th birthday. I'm enjoying my cake, and here comes my auntie's husband. You keep eating that cake, you ain't gonna ever get no boyfriend. You gonna be too fat. And my mom went off as well, and my dad was there to catch it too. So yeah, those types of comments will definitely stick with you. But like I said, I was happy to have my mom to be there to be my protector and the person to remind me that you are perfect just the way that you are. So her teachings kind of taught me um, to embrace my difference. So I
right.
started I started young as I knew that I was different. I had one piece of bad advice going into high school from a family member, and they told me that in order for you to be cool, the boys are gonna want to touch you. Let them.
Oh,
I got that piece of advice, and I'm thinking in my head, that ain't what I want right now. So again, I got forced into trying to silence who I am. So every day, Lamont, if you remember, every day you are my witness. Did I not have a jacket on?
Yeah, that's facts.
I I wore a jacket because I wanted to cover my arms that people talked about. I wanted to cover the flat butt that was so talked about in my household. I wanted to cover the stomach that was talked about, and I definitely wanted to hide the boobs because that was going to be attention attractor. I wanted to hide who I was, and I successfully did it in 9th through 12th grade.
Yeah, you had a jacket or you borrow my hoodie every day.
I did. I did. So those things like were you ever forced into to doing anything that kind of, I guess, turned down your light?
No, really, honestly, I haven't. I've always been a very outspoken person. So when I feel like somebody's trying to steer me in a direction that I'm not pleased with, I'm gonna speak on that. And like you can either like it or dislike it. It is what it is. Like I'm gonna be me, regardless of how it makes you feel, because ultimately my decision is important to me because it dictates how I feel. So I'm always going to be outspoken, even as a child. My family wasn't verbally abusive, or if you want to say that in that nature, when it came in regards to making comments about me and things of that nature. So I really didn't have the issue growing up.
Good for you. But you always had a comeback, and that's the thing that I love.
Yeah.
Loved about him. Then I hate it because then he directed it towards me. He always had a joke for something. So and that's what keeps that smile on his face. He has something for everybody.
And I would tell you, all the jokes that I made was never to make you feel bad or anybody to feel bad. It's just to, make you feel comfortable in who you were. And we was friends through the whole thing, and that's just how I was as a kid, and that's how I am now. I like to joke, I like to smile, make people laugh, and things of that nature. Just want to live a happy life, and want people around me to live that life also.
Yes. Now I will say, when it's time for your senior year, I think we started in ninth grade. Like at the end of the year, we would do like the little notebooks where everybody would write something about somebody. I gave him my notebook, and he told me if I can remember, because I think I still got it somewhere. He was like, "You,"
No,
he was
I don't
like,
remember this.
"You," he said, "You a cute girl, but don't let it get to your head." And I'm thinking in my head, everything that I just told you, I'm trying to hide my light. I'm trying to hide it. I wasn't even thinking about letting nothing get in my head. So I'm like, what is this boy talking about? Trying to tell me don't let it go to my head. It wasn't even anywhere near my head.
So I don't remember that.
So,
Yeah, I thought so.
so unlike you with the you hiding your body parts, the stuff like that. During my teenage years, my mom tried her best to dress me in all these older outfits, and I had to wear the whole pantyhose slip,
Oh,
long, to
yeah.
the knee dresses, and um, it was always like a cover up thing. So to this day, I only wear pantyhose if I really, 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 really have to.
You're not gonna
I
catch
will
me in no
only
pantyhose.
put
I'm sorry.
there's a couple of times a year that I may have to put on some pantyhose,
No, ma'am.
but I don't wear a slip unless I really, really, unless it's like, I have to put it on
Right.
the pantyhose. Or I can remember like one outfit she bought and it was just like her outfit. And I was like, this outfit is her age outfit, not my age outfit. Like it was, one of them church outfits. And I was like, oh my God, why do I have to wear this?
Oh,
Or, you need to cover up and put something because of my hips, or, you know, don't put this on, don't put that on. So the most freeing part of that was I started bartending, but I never went to the extreme. Like the stuff that the girls wear now, I would never put that on. But I learned how to kind of accentuate. So I might
mm,
have the shirt a little low, but it was just a peak,
right.
of it. It wasn't everything was out, or it might be some tights or some leggings that would show my shape, but everything was covered up. It
Right.
became more of a illusion and accent versus letting everything hang out.
Yeah, you got
Right.
to get them
Find it.
tips. You got to make sure you get them tips. You got to get
But it
get paid
wasn't.
over
But
there.
then I had the other girls that it was down to the areola that they may have some dress. So
Right.
I was like, I don't need to compete that far out, but I still made good money and I still,
Right.
got to come and still work the game. But it
You
didn't
found
take
your
all of that.
flavor.
Yeah, it
You
wasn't like I had to show my half of my right cheek and this my left areola in order to work. So
They get the same tip from me.
or maybe
My
less.
tip's not gonna
It just
change.
depended.
It might
Yeah,
be
it
less, depending
might
on
be
your
less.
service.
service and
So
attitude.
yeah,
Right.
the attitude goes a long way. And I got a lot of tips because as hard as I was working, like I outranked folks that I might have had them start because I used to manage a bar too. So I would have them start 3 hours before me and be like, go on and do what you got to do. And then get on the register and get to bartender and would catch them like and pass them as far as sales was going.
Right.
So yeah, I was cute. Yeah, I was this, but I was working. Like, here's yours. This is you. This is you. That went a lot further than trying to sit up there and be cute with a stank attitude or just being slow
Right.
and cute.
Facts.
So I'm gonna say
Boss
I was really,
mentality.
really introverted prior to that. So that was a twist for me in order to start talking to people, in order
Ah,
to start learning how to interact with folks. But I still had a respect line. So we could laugh, we could kiki, we could joke. But the
yeah.
minute that you was like, oh, I'm a pop her on the butt, or oh, I'm gonna talk to her crazy, I'm gonna say something. Well, that was the time that I was like, so you're not gonna disrespect me. You're not gonna pop me on my butt. You're not gonna talk to me crazy. May or may
Facts.
not have punched a couple of folks for popping me on my butt. I can't really confirm or deny it. And I've always stood up for myself, like, hey, you talk to whomever likes for you to talk to them like that, but you're not gonna talk to me like that. So let's get
Right.
an
Right.
understanding. I'm here to work. I'm a kiki. We gonna get your drinks, and I'm gonna give you good service, but you're not gonna disrespect me in between.
Right.
So
Don't
that went
overstep the
a
boundary.
long way too, because I'm still depending on where I go, especially when I go back home. I'm not a big drinker, but I know I don't have to pay for anything. Oh, you here? Get her what she want. Get her what those type of things have always been in place versus the girl that thought that she was uh, supposed to get that because she thought she was cute or them
Right.
expectations of, did you see me walk in? Did you see her? That
Yeah.
Yeah. So with that situation being a bartender, do you think that helped you in your process of, finding out who you are as a person
yeah,
and
it
being
brought
more
me out of my
comfortable with
shell
yourself?
because I'm right in the middle of introvert and extrovert. Is it ambivert? Something like that. But I used to be really bad on the introverted side. Like if you wasn't in my circle, I wasn't talking to you. If I wasn't going out, and the funny thing is, when I first started going out, like to the club or whatever, I still couldn't understand. Some days I still don't understand the going to the club, but I'll go because my friends want to go. But I'm gonna listen to these lame lines for free, and that's what kind of got me into bartending. And then I seen the girls in there listening to it, but they was going home with a pocket full of money. So I was like, so why would I listen to these lines for free when I can go home with the money in my pocket and no attachment to these lines? So that was, and I got out of my shell. So yeah.
Okay. More interactions,
Hmm.
bring you out different perspectives, being able to verbally and physically stand up for yourself. I get it. I
Yeah.
like it. I like it. Moving on to friends. Now, um, what type of friends would you say that you have? Like, do they determine how you make certain decisions or see certain things?
So with my circle of friends that are women now, um, it's a whole lot different than the circle of friends that I may have had up until this point.
Mm-hmm.
So we talk about there could be a bunch of us out. Nobody's like, oh my God, I wanted to talk to him, or nobody's giving the jealous energy. Nobody's like, I don't like her, don't sit by me. It's none of that going on. Like everybody's out to have a good time. Everybody's having their good side conversations. Um, there's like really no cattiness going on. And that was real different for me. But um, and if there's something that needs to be discussed or kept in confidence, or um, most folks can take a joke in the circle or whatever, then there's grown up discussions. Now, friends that I've had prior to this, that were some of the women were catty or jealous or just didn't want. It was like, oh, I only wanted you to come, not you and your friend to come. Or why is this person here if and I don't like that person? It's just a bunch of cattiness. So I say I have a good group of female friends, and I also have a good group of guy friends that I can really talk to and get a guy's opinion where I don't feel like it's any I'm trying to be telling you this because I want to sleep with you and I think I'm going to win or anything like that. We have really good discussions about anything from dating to um, business to just a good hearty laugh, going to the golf course, going to the cigar bar. I may go to that. I've always kind of been the girl that could sit at the table with the guys and talk about anything and gather information on how they interact with women. So I've gotten a lot that you're too smart with for your own good when I meet guys because I have that foundation behind me. So it's kind of like, oh yeah, you running game.
Right. Lamont, what about you?
Well, so seeing that we're on the topic, our core topic is about identifying yourself. I feel like you have friends in stages. I feel like some of your friends, as you develop and mature in life, they go along with you, and some of those friends, you either they fall by the wayside. But
Mhm.
just being able to identify those people that are there and beneficial to you, and also you can be beneficial to them. They're healthy for your life. I feel like I have super dope friends. Like they hold me accountable. They'll tell me if I'm wrong. I feel like you need that in life. It's good for your growth and development as a person. So if I'm wrong, they'll tell me. Sometimes we'll, emotions get involved when you have disagreements, but ultimately understand that they have your best interests at hand. So I think that's important. I definitely think it's good to have friends of the opposite sex, so they can get a perspective from the opposite sex on like any situation you have going on. Is just a different point of view because as a male, you see things as one point of view, and you can see things at a different point of view as a woman. So just getting that clarity and understanding is very important. But I love my friends. I feel like they're very supportive. We're saying all these great things about you. I hope y'all give me a great gift for Christmas. But I think it's very important for you to identify yourself by having the proper people around you and having that pure accountability.
All right, all right, all right. Since you said that, keeping you accountable and telling you when you're wrong. This is off topic, but sir, I still need my apology for this cantaloupe.
Oh man, I knew that was
You
coming
knew it.
up
You
doing
knew it.
this.
You knew it. You knew it. I
I
know you
knew it was
probably
coming up.
wondering. I know you probably wondering, Teresa. We both
Yeah.
went to the same. We both went to the same college our freshman year, and
Hmm.
like I said, this man always got jokes.
Yeah,
Always
yeah.
got jokes. We in the cab.
Hey, let me
I'm
tell
a,
the story. So you're not gonna tell it
okay.
right. You're not gonna tell the
Look,
story right. You're gonna tell it from
Okay.
your point of view. I'm gonna tell the story the complete honest point of view.
Let's
look,
So
just say
I'm
great.
paying all the way attention. Here we go. Go
I
ahead,
did.
Lamont.
I
Right.
got. I got
So
one up on him. Go
right. So
ahead. Go ahead.
we was in the calf, right? And
Uh-huh.
it's prior to the situation she's referring to. So it was in the cab. It was morning time. We was having breakfast. One of our other friends, Courtney, was with us, and we were sitting there. And I kind of just playing with her. I kind of like tapped her or whatever, and like she kind of like smacked me across the face and like bust my lip. And she was talking smack. She was like, "Yeah, when you hit somebody, you never know how they're gonna hit you back." So I ain't gonna lie, I'm a very vindictive person, especially at that age. So I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna let it ride, but I'm gonna get my opportunity. So we in the
Lamont.
calf. One of our other buddies was there, and Courtney was with us. So she actually threw, I think, a grape at me. So I was like, okay, yeah, yeah, this is my opportunity right here. So I kind of like looked around, kind of playing my escape route, and I had a piece of cantaloupe. I used to always eat cantaloupe for lunch. I grabbed a piece of cantaloupe and like hit across her face, and it kind of like seized and juice was sliding down her face or whatever. I don't know how she reacted. All I know, I got out of the cafeteria.
This man jumped over. He jumped over, the little thing that spin around. He jumped over there and went out the door and ran back to his dorm really, really quick. Yeah,
Lamont.
yeah.
Lamont.
I'm a better person
Lamont.
now.
Mm, mm, mm.
he has shown some great growth, but yeah, he tried to dodge this cantaloupe situation every time I
Throwing
bring it up.
cantaloupe and running, Lamont. If you're going to throw it, you ain't supposed to run it now.
See, I wasn't trying to cause a scene in the cafeteria.
But you threw some cantaloupe and ran. That's
It
a whole thing,
see,
Lamont.
it was only a small group of people that actually seen this,
They
go
see you
down.
hop that. They see you hop that turnstile though.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I can
yes,
explain it. I can
Denise.
come up with a good excuse
Your
for that
brother
one.
is petty. Your brother is petty, Denise. He is.
Mhm.
Dang, I feel like the baby. You want a public apology?
I did.
You gonna cancel me now? Dang, you gonna cancel me?
Nah, I don't do the counseling. I don't. But no, another question. In regards to friends, you could say your past friends or the ones that you currently have. Are they perceptive of when you are uncomfortable?
Yes, I say mine are. And I think vice versa. That I can tell when they're uncomfortable. They can tell when I'm uncomfortable. So yeah, I think we have both cues on both ways.
Okay, okay. Lamont, was peer pressure ever a thing for you in high school, beginning of college?
Of course. I think we can all attest to that and say we have fallen to peer pressure, um, coming to things that we engaged in our childhood that I would rather not speak of and incriminate myself. But I think that was the process of you, finding out who you are, like finding out through that peer pressure if you actually is something that you want to do, or if it's something that you dislike. I feel like that's part of the process of you identifying yourself. So some of those things I found out that I actually enjoy. Some of those things I found out that that person didn't have my best intent or interest at hand. So it was just somebody I had to distance myself from.
Gotcha. I can say that it has gotten to me a little bit. That's where the indecisiveness came in, letting other people take the lead and just kind of following. But I think
Hmm.
my gut, those morals kick in, and when you feel uncomfortable, you know how to kind of maneuver to exit out of it. You tried, failed,
Hey,
what
speaking
have
of
you.
peer pressure, since you want to throw it back, so
What
I
we got?
remember one time, like I think you were on crutches, and we was like going around to like stores, and
Ah,
you had a certain group of girls around you that got you in a little trouble. Do you want to speak on that, or are we going to keep it on the hush
Definitely.
hush?
I definitely because that was actually a part of me kind of coming into my own and speaking up for myself. So we'll give you a little backstory. So fifth grade, end of fifth grade, I think it was probably spring break. I was told not to leave off of my porch. My mom said, I'm gonna go take a bath. Don't leave off the porch. Cool. I'm just sitting on the porch. Little boy down the street, you know who it is. Scott. He came down with his little skateboard. He was like, "Girls can't do this." You said what? Girls can't.
And
So
you proved them
I'm
right.
like, I'm like, look, I was good until I hit the hump at the end of the driveway, and I flipped. I flipped close to the ditch, and when I got up, my foot was turned completely to the left. So now I'm not thinking, "Ow, I'm hurt." I'm thinking, "Oh, what my mama gonna think? She told me don't leave off this porch, don't get in no trouble." So that's what I'm thinking. So I popped my ankle back in place, like, "Cool, I'm good." Get up, it went back to the left. So then I just started screaming. So I fractured my ankle in two places because I popped it out of place twice, trying not to, get in trouble with my mom. So that led into the summer of me having a cast, and it led to a cast my sixth grade year into a boot. So what you're referring to is it was sometime in the fall. We had a walk for something. Now it probably was breast cancer or
We're not
something
going to
like
drop any
that.
names. We're not going to drop any names
We
or
not.
anything.
We definitely not. So they was like, "You going since you on your crutches?" I'm like, "Okay, yeah, I want to go." My mama signed the little paper for me to go. We started walking. We walking from the school. Our destination was to kind of make a box, something like this. So we ended up at this store. I'm on my crutches. I'm really really slow. Two girls decided to say, "Hey, we're gonna help her out," and they asked the teacher, could they, be with me to help pull little me out since I'm on my crutches. Well, we get in the store, and they was like, "Can we borrow your bag?" I had like a little lunch bag, and my mom had already put some chips, little suckers in it that she had got me earlier, some little snacks. Well, they decided to go into the store and grab a whole bunch of candy, and they got the good stuff, the chocolate. They had M&Ms, they had some sneakers, and they threw it in my bag. So we're on our way out the store. We halfway down the road, and I guess somebody in the store must have told the teacher. Somehow they told the teacher, and the teacher stopped us on the middle of the street, and she was like, "We heard that somebody got some candy, stole some candy out of the store." And they pointed to me because I had the bag, and she was like, "Christina, do you have some candy?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I got candy because yeah, my mama put some candy in there for me." Technically, I didn't tell a story because my mama did put some candy in there for me. It just wasn't the candy that they was looking for. So they put all three of us in the room, the two girls that was with me, and we sitting there like, "Oh, we finna get in trouble." So finally, I guess one of the girls broke down and told the truth and said that it was them two and not me. They just used my bag. You know, my bag was collateral damage because that was not me. But I was trying to save them. I said the candy. Didn't think that they was gonna search my bag, but I said the candy so it could save them too. But I guess it didn't help.
So are y'all still friends now?
They were my friends in the first place.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean they wasn't, but for y'all.
No, I'm saying they were never a part of like the clique that I normally hung with. They were never that. They just want. I guess they just wanted my bag.
So that's your story.
That is my story, and that is
Okay.
the truth.
All right. 20
That
years
is
later, you hold on to it. It's cool.
that's the truth. And then what's the name? One of the girls tried to bring it back up in 11th grade because they were over there talking about it. And I'm in the back of the class, Miss Chang Chin class. Cause Miss Chang Chin she was looking weird, like, what's going on? Why am I speaking out? You know, the person that's normally quiet, why she talking so loud? And I'm like, if you're gonna tell the story, tell it right. And if you could ask one person, one of the people who was there, she'll tell you the truth. Because she bust the second one out. She did. So it was not me. I'm not a thief. I might be plenty of things, but a thief is
I
not
ain't
me.
gonna lie. When it happened, I was thinking like, dang, my buddy could have asked me for $2. I would have gave you $2 to get you a candy bar. I would have gave you $2 to get you a candy bar. Like she's smoking some candy. She got some petty theft on her record. I would have gave her $2 so this wouldn't happen to happen.
So Lamont, you pleaded that you weren't gonna tell none of the stories, and here you are just egging this story further and further on. What's going on, Lamont? What's really going on?
Notice we
Petty
still haven't
Lamont.
dropped any names. We haven't dropped any
No, I'm
names.
just saying, Lamont,
And
you
and
Yeah.
we will not drop any names. And
We
I'm
no,
won't.
still
I'm
here
not
We
stirring the
dropping
pot.
names. I mean, you encouraging the story after you played the stuff that I'd rather not talk about, but you keeping this story going, Lamont.
Okay. Hey, but you
Hmm.
notice I asked her, was she comfortable talking about it before I proceeded with it?
Yeah, she
it-
proceeded. Now you still proceed.
I don't know if the statute of limitation have passed, so I'd rather not.
well, look,
Oh,
I'm
yeah, I
I
want
can
to
joking.
have
I'm
al-
one of these
joking.
Lamont stories. Where
I'm
Lamont sister
joking.
go?
I can tell you the management that was in that particular store is not the same management that's there now, so it probably wouldn't matter. It would not matter. Well, we're gonna move on before anybody incriminate anything else. Relationships. Lamont, are you a overcompensator or undercompensator?
So this is gonna be crazy, right? So I'm
Mm-hmm.
32. I got my first official relationship at 31, ever
Okay.
in life. So definitely trial and error. I would say at times I can be an overcompensator and sometimes be an overcompensator. I think it's probably the reason why I had issues committing was because of emotional blockage. Wasn't really willing to commit, have my emotions engage somebody else. But there's definitely times, I guess it depends on the mood that I'm in, where I feel like overcompensating. I actually got something planned for her in the near future. I'm not going to drop it on here. I think she's going to really like it. So I feel like it's going to be something that's going to be classified as overcompensating.
Okay. Okay. Teresa, what about you? Are you a overcompensator or undercompensator?
Under.
Don't
What
you
you
know me? So, I would say I'm under until I feel like um, it's going somewhere, or that we really in this relationship for we both going in full throttle because I've been over and I've been under, but a lot of times when I'm under, I'm uh, I'm seeing red flags. So if I'm seeing red flags, I'm undering my way out of that relationship. So
Gotcha,
uh,
gotcha.
Notice she said under more times than she said over. I'm just gonna point that out. So I feel like
because
I was right in
I
my initial
haven't been in the
statement.
space to be over or even on the up. It's been a minute since I've been in a I won't even say equal, but I where I feel like it's been a relationship that we both were
Working
in it for each
together.
other.
I
Right.
understand. I
And
mean, you don't want to like overinvest in somebody if you don't feel comfortable or feel like they're invested as much as you are. So I understand where you're coming from.
so straight out the gate, even with the warm and fuzzy tingles or whatever, I'm still kind of
Under.
under, but I will go like I'll go like this and then be like, oh, let me test this and see what happens. Let me, let me. But once I know that I'm comfortable that we're both in, then more comes out.
That's how it
Right.
should be. You got to protect yourself.
And I'm
Yeah.
working on it because it's been the opposite for me. I'm a overcompensator with family, friends, and especially uh in relationships. And I'm trying to work on not giving so much of myself because it's draining when the person doesn't reciprocate or if it's not equally yoked. A relationship has to be equal before you even make it to the stage of marriage. Oh, and we got a question for you, Lamont.
No, that is
Oh
not.
wow.
That is not a surprise. That is my cousin and my sister both being on here stirring the pot. That was my family. They stirred the pot all day. I knew they was gonna be on here doing it, but no, I'm not popping the question as of now. I will preface
He
it that
already
way.
done popped the question.
Who did?
You
I mean, no, not really. I haven't
you
popped the
popped that
question.
baby, you was popping question.
No, I think I was.
Something else was going on there, but
Right.
either way, still a blessing, and you'll definitely know
Moving
when
along.
you'll know when it's time. Both of y'all know when it's time.
Yeah.
As Keisha said, he was popping their belly.
All
Okay, you
right.
right, girl. You right. You right.
Yeah, it was the belly. We'll go with that one. That seems more appropriate.
But yeah, I'm like I said, I'm more of the person who I do a little too much, and I'm working on taking that down a notch. I'm trying to discern a little bit more and just kind of observe a little bit more because I can't make nobody do what they aren't feeling, what they're not meant to do. It may or may not be a factor. You said your first, real relationship was at 31. Mine happened at, I feel like sometimes a little too soon at 20. And it took its many different turns. We had about 10 years together, and we grew, and I feel like I grew this way while he grew this way. So
Okay, I
that
know
was
the
a,
guy.
yeah. We definitely just grew in two different I can't stand you. I can't stand you. We grew in two different directions, and that's okay. I came into who I was supposed to be, and I hope he's coming into who he's supposed to be. The next part is spirituality that plays a part in who you become as well. um are there any things spiritually that influenced you, or can you remember the moment that aspect of spirituality kind of changed who you were?
So the first impact on spirituality would be once I was able to drive and did not have to go to the churches that I was raised in. Um, and I say that because I knew that some of the stuff that was going on or some of the teachings in there were not resonating with me. So once I got that freedom where I could pick what church and pick when I went to church or if I wanted to go to church or what I wanted to believe was very freeing for me. So a little background about my religious to spiritual path, real quick, is I my parents were both Baptist, but two different Baptist churches.
Mm.
I tended to go more to church with my dad, which was a tad bit different than the Baptist church that my mom went to. But I went to Catholic school up until the ninth grade. And at my dad's church, we had musicians from all different kinds of religions. So because I sang in the choir, we had to go to their church and do AB selections. Might be dating myself, but yeah. Um, and visit their churches. So I got, as a kid, I had Baptist doctrine, I had Catholic doctrine, I had Church of God in Christ doctrine, I had Church of the Living God doctrine, I had Methodist doctrine, I had non denominational doctrine, Pentecostal,
Mm-hmm.
all of it before the age of 16.
Wow.
And then finally, probably around late 20s is kind of when I started looking into more spirituality than religion, because I really couldn't understand some of the religious stuff that was taught and going on. One of the things, I guess, from childhood that I never understood was there was a verse from the Bible, and I don't know exactly, I think it was in Deuteronomy, but that the man shouldn't wear the garment of a woman and the woman couldn't wear a garment of the man, that thing. And so, therefore, once we got to the vestibule of my dad's church, you couldn't wear pants as a woman. And that included coming to clean up the church, coming to choir rehearsal, coming to, anything that was, you had to step into the sanctuary past the vestibule. But then older, you like, if we go back to biblical like times, when everybody in a row, and what was the garment of a man and what was the garment of one, those type of things they questioned. Or we had one of our musicians that was also a preacher that preached the whole sermon on red lipstick, that was uh, saying that women should not wear red lipstick. I came from a parent that always wore red lipstick, but he was preaching about red lipstick, and the sermon was that red lipstick represented that a woman's wound was no longer good, and the red lipstick on the mouth meant that since her wound wasn't good, her mouth was good. So hearing these things as a child, and that this is what was going on, were kind of like, who had lipstick back then? Like, where did this even come from? Like, it just seemed like it was a bunch of made up stuff that was to people's opinion, that some of it was in the Bible, some of it wasn't. And then there's different Bibles that are, you know, than what was given, that this wasn't the truth. And it just got to the point that it was like, I'm on a spiritual path. I'm going to treat everybody like I want to be treated. Love my neighbor as I love myself. I'm not going to be disrespectful of anybody. Just being an all around good person. And if I do fall out or make a mistake or something, to be accountable for that mistake, or to be okay with the feelings that I made a mistake and to go on. But religion in that aspect just did not work for me, because I was in a ball of confusion, and I'm still sometimes am in a ball of confusion when I try to understand the whole religion thing. Everybody got a story of Jesus, but his name ain't Jesus. His name is something else, but the stories are all similar in different religions. So God is the same person, but he's not the same person. But so I just had to go on the spiritual path of what worked for me.
Right. Right. And for anybody who, as we're speaking about spirituality, if you're sensitive about this topic and other people's opinions of it, please exit this video right now, because this is a space of opinions and acceptance everybody's opinion of, their particular journey. For me, my grandmother was raised in the church. I got to experience her teachings, my mom's teachings, because by the time that she was trying to take me to church and things like that, she was falling ill, my grandmother. So I didn't really get a chance to be raised into the church. But where they say where two or more are gathered, you have church. So my mom was teaching me from home. My grandmother was always in the book and always in the word. I got to experience my dad's church, and it was a little bit off for me. Like I said, I always struggle with kind of using my voice. He threw me up there on Easter Sunday to recite something, and I'm low speaking. They couldn't hear me. They didn't clap for me. My morale was shot. So I'm like, that was a bad experience for me. Like it didn't feel welcoming to me. So my mom was able to let me explore, my own and learn in my own way. And her teachings. And now that I'm an adult, it's still a learning process. You're not gonna be able to understand the entire book. You're not. I've also encountered my aunt. She's Pentecostal. I've encountered her church. The music was good. I'm a music person, so I pay attention to a lot of that. And if the music speaks to me, so that I had an aunt in Jackson. Her church was kind of the closest thing to a church home for me because I understood the pastor, I understood the music. It felt warm. It felt welcoming. It felt like home for a little while, even if it was for the summer. But like I said, I'm still learning. I'm still trying to go about this journey and just kind of understand everything. I don't really believe in the religion. It's the spirituality and being a Christian, being a good-hearted person, being the person in His particular image, as it says, be kind to others, do unto others as you would want them to do for you, like you said. So I think you had a good, well-rounded with the different ones. You could see the similarities that each one may have, because as much as religion would like to keep people divided, a lot of it is still the same if you look at it. It's just that's how I feel about it. What about you, Lamont?
I think at an early age, down south, it seems like religion and church is going to be forced on you, and if it's forced on you at an early age, when I mean you're teenage, 9, 10, you're not going to be as receptive to the message that's they're trying to push or push to you.
Right.
But as I grew older, and basically I decided to go to church on my own, and I had a desire to go to church, I was able to understand what was being taught and the speakings in the church. And also, I think it's important to get an understanding of the Bible for yourself, understanding of the word for yourself. Because, if not, ignorant person can easily be misled by somebody else. So, you can identify if it's a false prophet or so forth and so on. So just being able to understand the Bible and speak under myself helped grow me. And like she spoke on, like, just treating people right, being a good Christian, I think is the most important thing. Being able to treat people right, treat people how you want to be treated, love on people, support people, be there when people need you to be there for them, and them doing the same for you is like the most important thing. I think that helps you grow also. Being there for people when they have identity crisis or they're going through helps you grow and develop as a person also.
Right, right. I'm a firm believer in intentions. Your
Yes, sir.
heart, your heart and mind have a good intention, you're gonna, put out good into the world. It's just a added aspect if you believe in your higher purpose, your higher God. Everybody has a different thing, and I don't I don't condemn anybody or judge anybody for what they believe in. But it's all about intentions for me. People will try to make assumptions upon you because of sometimes what you believe and how you move in what you believe. You can't let that bother you either. Just be open-minded. That's how I feel about it. Your intentions have to be pure, and you have to be willing to be a good person. That's just how I feel about it. So for your overall sense of person, who are you and when did you discover this boss person that you are? Who wants to go first?
Can you repeat
Like,
the last part? Did you say in? What'd you say before, the person that you are?
Yeah, when did you discover this person? Like, who are you, and
Okay.
when did you discover that?
Um,
ladies always first.
Look at him
it's
be
been a journey. Like, I've discovered different aspects of my life in different phases. So around 20, I became a parent, and it was really concentrated on figuring this thing out as far as a parent, and how to break cycles, how to raise my child, how to make sure that um, I had her development and exposure and everything to her, to different things, to make sure that she became the strong young lady that she is now, with morals and values, and also uh, cultured and fun and all those things that make her who she is today. And from there, being direct and asking for what I want, and letting people know pretty much where I stand on different platforms, or how I feel about different things. It's been something that I've always carried with me. Um, Knowing that giving and taking should be an equal share, to make sure that the people around me that's in my close circle are good. Also, um, just looking out for them. If they need something, I got it. It's no problem. Here you go. Let's work it out. Let's figure out what's going on, whether it be advice or something monetary or something. Um, I'm really big on saving money. So
Mhm.
any kind of deal or ways to save money or figuring something out like that, I'm on it, and I'm willing to share with the people around me to make sure that, everybody's good. And I'm really good at networking and connecting people, and meeting people. So that's a part of me that I discovered after I came out of being an introvert. I realized that I'm the person that could put people together. And sometimes it goes to the point that when you're the middleman to put people together, you put people together too good sometimes, and then you're like, "Hey, put y'all together." I don't even have, but if you were the connector, so that was another part that I had to realize. Your part was to get to know each one of them and connect them together so they can go off on their own path. And their path not always is your path. So
Right.
that was one thing that I had to get growth in that area too. And now it's to the point of just letting my hair down, uh, being able to not always be so judgy or shooting all over myself with, you should have did this or you should have did that, or I don't know if I should do that because of, I might want to do it, but how it may look, or are you at the age of, you shouldn't be doing this or you shouldn't be doing that. And one of the things that I really had to deal with was, I have an adult daughter, and at first I was real nervous, like, I want to let my hair down. I'm an empty nester, but then I was like, I have an adult daughter that's looking at me too, and it was like, well, is your daughter coming out with us? She old enough to. It's like,
Mm.
she should come out with us. But
You want to see
I
Mama
had,
Wild out?
yeah, I had saw some things like in the bars growing up or whatever. But we're not those women of passing daughters off or go get the money from this dude, or that
Right.
we're not that setup type of thing. So now I can be comfortable that I know that she's gonna be good. I'm gonna be good. Kind of space. But at first I was kind of like, ugh, I don't know if we should hang out like this, or so. Moving past that, we're having a lot more, like the last couple of weeks we've had, well, what was this when I was growing up, and reminiscing conversations that we could not have in the younger mother daughter thing, but now we
Right.
can have in the older,
I'm
where
definitely experiencing that with
she
my
might be my
mom.
little friend
Yeah.
now, because
Yeah.
that was the going thing. I ain't your little
I wanted
friend,
the
so
friends. Yeah. Yeah.
so now she might be my little friend. So transition into that. And then, like I said, I still young at heart. I still like animation. I still like cartoons. I still like this type of thing. But as I go into this new decade that we're not going to talk about that I'm getting really, really close to. Like, I don't want to be the old lady either,
Yeah.
so it's still dealing with, can I still have that fun kid side along with being the age that I am is
And
one of the things too. So those
and
are
you
my
Okay,
current
can.
Stella.
things.
And you can.
Okay, Stella.
Uh, New baby daddy. We're talking about 20 years, okay?
See,
Mhm.
I don't
I
even
hope
like
it's a
that term.
girl too.
I don't
I
even like
hope
that
it's a
term,
girl.
baby daddy. I don't like
Is
that
it a
Yeah.
term,
girl?
baby daddy.
You said what?
We,
He
I
don't
don't
like the
like that
term.
term, baby daddy.
He
That's
don't
why
like
your sister then was on here asking if you was getting ready to pop the question or not.
We ain't gonna
father.
talk about my sister
And then, uh-huh.
and her singleness.
We
Oh,
ain't talking about that. We talking about the
So
term.
I'm not even gonna throw
I
shots that way. So
I was I
we're gonna
know
keep it
Denise
on
gonna
me.
get you. She
So
gonna get you.
the newly awaited um
Bundle.
father of a daughter that we hope for
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
coming
so we
soon.
should find out the gender around Thanksgiving. So
Okay.
I'll let y'all know what I'm having by then. Honestly, I
Please
just
do.
want to have a healthy baby. She hates when I say that. She's like, you give me this generic answer, this political answer, like, tell me you want a boy. I know you want a boy. Like, no, I really just want a healthy baby. Like, I don't have a girl, boy. I just want to have a healthy
You
baby.
feel it's a girl. I okay, you putting your money on girl. I think I am too. I really think I can see you as girl dad.
Mm.
I can see you as a girl dad. But we shall see. I'm gonna check back with you around Thanksgiving and see what's what.
Okay.
I feel like that'll really keep him on his toes.
Oh yeah, yeah. So what about you? The question is
Uh,
for you as well. When did you discover this newfound person?
You know what? I think I'm still discovering myself. I feel like it's always a process that you'll be going through, trying to figure out who you are in this life, trying to navigate. Because I feel like every day you're growing as a person. So you're not the same person that you were yesterday that you are today. So just every day trying to better myself and, challenge myself and just self reflect, hold myself accountable, believe in that peer accountability, be receptive to that as long as that person has your best interest at hand. Those are things that I do as a person to, just make sure I'm true to myself. Just continue to be honest, be genuine, be authentic, and just be a real person. I think is the most important thing. So I just try to challenge myself every day to be better and just be real.
Okay, okay. I agree. I learn things about myself daily. There are definitely things that I hold a little bit dear because it taught me a specific lesson or brought a specific thing about for me. Let's say for eighth grade, you know that I was Miss Chambers. You are speaking to royalty here, Teresa. I was the queen of the school.
Oh,
What? What?
we ain't gonna bring that up. We're not gonna bring that up. Keep going. Keep going.
Mm-hmm.
I'm,
Mm-hmm.
now you want to know now you want to know what I'm talking about,
I
right?
do. I really do. I do, but I don't.
Oh, when you was talking about middle school, I just kind of like had a thought in my head about the stage and the gym, but we ain't gonna talk about that. When it collapsed,
I was on it.
yeah, you was on it. It's
Man,
all
but why
good.
are you telling all the
See,
You
you know what?
you you didn't break your ankle again, and then so you good. I mean,
You know,
it's
see,
all good.
you just
So this
had it.
wasn't part of your reign as the queen, was it?
I guess so. I don't, and that's the thing I don't remember about that night. I swear I
You know
don't.
what? It probably was a very traumatic experience for you, so you kind
I,
of blocked it
I
from your
probably
brain.
did.
And I apologize for bringing that back to you.
Look, it's
We're gonna
all good.
traumatize you on your own show,
I
boy.
see. The only thing that I can remember about that night is I was a little upset that I couldn't get my tube top of my dress to sit like how I wanted. Miss Sun came and pulled the little straps from the side to make sure that everything was secure and so nothing
So
could
was
spill.
this at a dance or
It was the
like
coronation where the
oh
day that I got my crown. And I was happy then afterwards seeing how my boobies were sitting up then. So I was good. So maybe that's why I don't remember the collapse of
a good boom day?
yeah, a girl felt pretty. And look at you. Look at you. I don't remember that.
Now you
I
know
don't know.
what? It's fine if you don't remember.
I
I
don't.
understand,
You
but
you
that
do
doesn't
got a
take away
good
if you. it doesn't take away if you look nice or not that night, because you got back up, you straightened up your crown, and you walked off like a queen, and I respect that.
I did. Thank you. Thank you. And that was a time, like I said, I was afraid to speak. And for me to actually say that I'm about to make a speech and see if I can actually win and wonder if these kids gonna vote for me or not, that meant the world to me. My mom asked me the day that I said I'm gonna run. She was like, "You sure?" I was like, "Yeah." So she helped me write my speech, got me prepared, and I actually spoke with volume. So that was a moment for me to say that I actually can speak. So for Courtney, maybe if you are listening, I will not get kidnapped. That's an insider. She always told me that I would get kidnapped and I would say help.
Yeah, you have a extremely light voice.
So
So just to pause there for a second, I got a question for you.
mhm.
So do you honestly think that speech impacted if we selected you or not?
Oh,
Because I feel like, I'm gonna tell you in all honest opinion, I just selected who I wanted to be queen.
yeah,
I didn't care anything about a speech. I didn't care about what y'all was promising to do for the school because then it was gonna
nine
happen
times out of 10 wasn't
regardless.
gonna happen. That's true. That's true. But for me, that was a personal accomplishment for me to actually be in front of y'all and make a whole speech and be okay with y'all looking at me for that amount of time. So yeah, I knew that it wasn't because of that it was gonna be a popularity contest, no matter what or whatever particular reason that you vote for somebody.
Yeah,
Okay, so
and
Lamont, you didn't brought up all her embarrassing moments. You got to share
them,
one of yours because you just spilled the ankle, the store, the crash on the stage.
I
oh
swear.
no, so I never brought up the skateboard. She brought
I
that
didn't say the
up on her
skateboard. I
own.
said the crash on the stage, the store, and the cast on her ankle. So
Yeah.
I mean, that was all one story though.
I know. So we
And
we
where
need
your
a story
story at?
about Lamont.
I'm trying to find out where your story at. When you gonna
Lamont,
come up
you
with your
you
story?
Lamont, you over here to spilled all the tea. Come on, Lamont.
I didn't spill all the tea. I was just, trying to add content to, the podcast. And I added some favorable content to the podcast that wasn't incriminating towards me.
So yeah, we trying to hear yours. Like before you got that growth spurt and you got stuck in the locker or something. I mean, like what happened?
Honestly, Chris can really tell you nothing really.
Let's see. When was the first time you got to start in a basketball game?
My junior year.
Yeah, so he rode that pine. He rode that pine freshman to now you did you start in eighth grade?
I didn't start in middle school.
Okay. Well
See,
you
we
rode
need
that
a
pine.
story
He
like
rode
he
that.
thought he was still dribbling the ball and then he threw it in the wrong go. And he was like, yeah, and they was like, that was the wrong one.
No, no story like that. But yeah, I did ride that pine in 9th, 10th grade year.
Did
I
all
started
that
a couple
hype,
times in
all that
that
hype gone
junior year.
away.
It didn't go to waste.
Nah, you did good when you did, so it's
Yeah,
cool.
I still help old ladies in the grocery store when they can't reach something on the top shelf.
Oh, I know they
Trying to
loved
have a
you at
good heart.
Lowe's. I know they loved you at Lowe's.
Yeah, they did.
Now he helping the old ladies in the academy.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah,
But yeah. So my moment, like I said, that was kind of like my belief moment of my speech. And then I had probably, let's see. Yeah, when you mentioned about the store thing and that came back in, I think it was 11th grade. So that moment of me actually vocalizing and defending myself, because the old me probably would have let them just say what they needed to say and just gossip and let the story go around. But I stopped it right there, and somebody came
yeah.
to say, well, hey, it didn't happen this way, because I was ready to fight that day.
Hmm.
I really was. I was gonna fight over there. That's my honor. Everything that I stood for, my morals. You're not gonna go against that because I don't steal. I don't. And last, just me learning to actually live. Like, how you have a thought of how things are supposed to go for you. I'm going to graduate. high school. I'm going to go to college. I'm going to go out and get a job. And sometimes it don't go that way, but sometimes it do, and it still goes extremely wrong. And for me, it was just chaotic after college. Like I went from graduating to going and finding a job and having three. I was in Memphis with three jobs, not really going anywhere. I was going to work, coming home,
Dang.
going to work, coming home, putting everything else on the back burner. My dude at the time, so he was on the back burner. Like everything was just off, and I'm trying to make sure that I'm living up to the expectations of my parents, my aunties and uncles. Am I doing this correctly? Are my friends going to see me in a certain light? So I had to learn to stop thinking that way and just live. Like I was existing, but I was not living. So I made a decision to start doing things the way I wanted, and people may have thought it was a little bit selfish in the way that I was moving, but I was trying to figure out what is it that I really like, what is it that I really want to do, and just coming into my own. So that's taking, it's taking its time. I've arrived at a certain level, but like I said, it's still an ongoing process to keep learning. So I found peace in trying to find my peace and learning how to not give certain things my energy and direct it to the places that I want, that I wanted to be in. So it's just been a journey to actually learn to live, take time, and appreciate where I am now instead of trying to hurry up and get to, to the next thing, because you waste time when you do that.
Yep, definitely.
Yep, yep. So wrapping up, we I didn't want to keep y'all too long, but this has been a great session. Teresa, what is something that you would tell your younger self, something that you know now that you wish you knew then?
Oh, so I would tell my younger self a lot of this stuff that I've learned recently about credit. That would be one of the major things that I would tell, because what I kind of learned about credit and what I know now would have helped me so much earlier in life if
Hmm.
I had known that.
Okay, not you still on the knowledge track. I like that. uh Lamont, what about you? What would you have told the younger?
I definitely agree with her about the credit, because I feel like in our household, growing up, I think our parents didn't talk about credit enough.
Hmm.
So it's like learn by trial and error, and just imagine we got that head start understanding credit and the impact that it has on you and your livelihood. I think it would have been very beneficial. But I think my thing is God's plan and your plan are two totally different things. It might not align. You got to understand that. And some of the things that you plan in life might not go your way, but don't get discouraged. Don't get down on yourself. Don't get depressed. Continue to push forward and just have a positive attitude. I understand that every failed situation is a learning and life lesson. And just try to gain whatever knowledge from that situation and just grow and build upon that.
That's true. That's true. I agree. I think we all kind of touched on some of the same things. So basically, first and foremost, be true to who you are. I understand people are gonna have opinions, but it's gonna be just that, their opinions. It's your life to live. Knowing what is right and wrong. So setting, your standards based off of your morals and values, and just kind of paying attention to what your gut is saying. Follow your gut. um Always believe in yourself, and I believe that you're stronger when you know yourself and can believe in yourself. You can do much more when you believe that you can do it. Other people believing in you is one thing, but you actually believing in yourself and following through is definitely another one. And I would just say to myself, don't follow, just live. Like I said, live for yourself, because it is your life.
True.
Facts.
Definitely. Definitely.
Definitely
Definitely.
true.
So I want you guys to tell the people where they can find you on social media. Teresa.
On Instagram, everybody underscore loves underscore the pretty plug. And on Facebook, I'm Teresa Parker.
All right. What about you, Lamont? Where they can find you?
On Facebook, you can find me at Lamont Williams. On Instagram, it's Ball Success. And you probably give me some flack about this one, but on Twitter, you can find me at Let Me Tweet on You.
You know, I could look. I don't know when you changed it. I don't know when you changed it, but I was trying to find it. I was trying to find it so I could put it up here because I knew it was gonna be something like that. But yeah, you guys can find me on YouTube at Kaylee the Boss, or you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at official_Kaylee. You guys, I have enjoyed thoroughly talking to you. Anytime that you all want to come on and discuss something with me, let me know. You are always welcome to the corner. I think Teresa, you're coming back for the week of Halloween so that we could discuss these worst dating situations. So yeah, so I'll see you again this month.
Yep.
But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed, and I hope you guys have a great evening. To the listeners, thank you guys for tuning in and being a part of the corner on this lovely Thursday. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment, and we will see you on another episode. And remember, I love you guys. So tell me how you bossing. Okay? Y'all like that? Tell me how you bossing.
I like that. You should
It's
keep
pretty
that.
smooth.
Mhm.
Yeah, I thought so too. All right, guys. See you guys later.